let's talk about a scale that is quickly, and I mean quickly, becoming a real superpower in the age of AI. It's called prompt engineering. And in this explainer, we're going to go from getting so-so results from your AI to getting absolutely masterful ones. It's all about learning the right way to ask. So let's get right into it. Have you ever been here? You ask an AI to do something, you think you're being clear, but what you get back is, well, it's bland, it's unhelpful, maybe it's just completely wrong. You know, that generic, almost robotic answer that makes you think, why did I even bother? It's a super common frustration. But what if I told you the problem isn't actually the AI? That's right. The quality of what you get out is a direct reflection of the quality of what you put in. If you give a vague, lazy instruction, you're going to get a vague, lazy result. But if you give a brilliant instruction, well, that can unlock some truly mind-blowing capabilities. It really is all about how you ask the question. So that brings us to the core of what we're talking about today, solving this prompting problem. We're going to learn the art of giving really, really great instructions, a skill we call prompt engineering. And you should think of it less like you're coding and more like you're a masterful conductor leading your very own AI orchestra. So what is it exactly? Well, at its heart, prompt engineering is just the art of structuring your request in a way that guides the AI to the best possible outcome. A great prompt is like a super detailed recipe for a chef or a crystal clear brief for a new team member. It gets rid of all the guesswork and just sets the AI up for success from the get-go. So, how do you build that perfect recipe every time? Well, that's where our foundational framework comes in. It's an acronym, don't worry. It's easy to remember, called R.C.T.F.O.R.M. And trust me, this is the secret sauce for building a perfect prompt pretty much every single time. Let's break down what it means. As you can see, each letter adds a really crucial layer of clarity. You start with R for role. Tell the AI who to be. Act as an expert copywriter, or you are a senior data analyst. This sets the entire tone. Then C for context. Give it the background info it needs so it's not just guessing. T is for task. Be super explicit about what you want it to do. F is for format. Tell it exactly how you want the answer structured. A bulleted list, a table, a JSON object, you decide. O is for objective. What's the ultimate goal here? What are you trying to achieve? R is for rules. Set your constraints. Things like word count, or maybe things you want it to avoid. And finally, M is for method. Guide its thinking process. Tell it to think step by step. Put them all together, and you have an airtight set of instructions. Okay, so R.C.T.F.O.R. is your master key, right? Your Swiss Army knife. But just like a real toolkit, sometimes you need a more specialized instrument for a very specific job. So let's look at how this foundational idea can expand into a whole toolkit of different frameworks. Now, whoa, don't feel like you need to memorize all of these, okay? The point here is just to show you that professionals use a whole variety of frameworks depending on what they're doing. For instance, a simple RTF, that's role, task, format, is awesome for quick requests, but something way more advanced, like tree of thought, guides the AI to explore multiple different reasoning paths before it decides on the best one. It's all about picking the right tool for the job. And this shows perfectly how the prompt structure has to adapt to what you're trying to do. You see, for a creative task like writing a blog post, you're going to ask for things like an introduction, some key insights, and a conclusion. But for a heavy-duty analytical task like building a business strategy, you're going to demand a totally different structure. You want root cause analysis, strategic options, and a risk assessment. The format you ask for directly shapes the kind of thinking the AI actually performs. Okay, so you've got the fundamentals down. You know how to build a solid, structured prompt that works. So, how do we level up? How do we go from being a pro to being truly elite? Well, it's all about adding another layer of sophistication to your requests. Here is the crucial shift in your thinking. A pro command gets you a great answer, but an elite prompt? It doesn't just ask for an answer. It instructs the AI on a whole process. It says, look, don't just give me one solution. I want you to generate multiple solutions. Then I want you to evaluate the pros and cons of each one. And then I want you to recommend the best one based on that analysis. See the difference? You're prompting for a reasoning process, not just the final output. And just to give you a little glimpse of how far this can all go, at the enterprise level, companies are using these same principles to build entire complex systems. They'll use what's called a system prompt to define the AI's core personality and its absolute rules, a task prompt for the specific job at hand, and then context injection to feed it all the necessary data in real time. It's a highly controlled, powerful architecture, all built on the same foundations we've been talking about. All right, we have covered a lot, from the foundational frameworks all the way to elite strategies. But if you take away only one single thing from this entire explainer, please make it this next tip. It is the simplest and yet the most powerful way to instantly improve every single prompt you write from here on out. That's it. That one sentence, just add that to the end of your prompts. Think about what this does. It transforms the AI from a simple order taker into a collaborative partner. Instead of just taking its best guess, it might come back to you and ask, hey, what's the target audience for this blog post? Or what's the budget for this marketing plan? This one simple step prevents so many misunderstandings and leads to way more accurate, relevant results. It's a game changer. So now you have it. You have the framework, you have the tools, and you have the expert tips to go from being a casual user to an elite prompter. The only question left is, what are you going to build? What problem are you going to solve? Or what incredible idea will you bring to life with your very first true power prompt? The potential is officially in your hands.